something like that. So we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone please stand. Right, salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we will have put my spectacles on, and roll call. And Commissioner Clement.
Present.
And Commissioner Etchion? Here. Commissioner Franklin?
Here.
Commissioner Day?
Here.
And I am here. And let the record show that Commissioner Brewer and Commissioner Nix are not here, at least not yet. So, having said that, public comment this time is reserved for members of the audience to comment on subject matters that are not on the agenda, but are within the jurisdiction of the Lemoore Planning Commission. Speakers are asked to limit their comment to 3 minutes per person. Commission is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters not on the agenda. Any handouts for the commission shall be provided to the Planning Commission Secretary for distribution to the commission and appropriate staff. Do we have any comments from the public? Hearing none, nothing to be distributed. Call for the approval of minutes of the regular meeting of July 12th, 2021. Everyone should have a copy of the minutes. I will call for a motion to accept, or
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Who got the second there? Bob did. Okay. Moved by Commissioner Etchion, second by Commissioner Clement. Commissioner Etchion?
Aye.
Commissioner Clement?
Aye.
Commissioner Franklin?
Aye.
Commissioner Day?
Aye.
And I abstain since I was not here last month. Okay. Item number 5, report recommendation. This is a request by Lemoore Homes of California Incorporated to extend approval of the vesting tentative subdivision map 2017-1, tract 920 for 1 year. This project proposes to divide 40 acres into 175 single-family lots and a park/ponding basin. Phase 1, 70 lots. Phase 2, 88 lots, and a park ponding basin at the northeast corner of Liberty Drive, 18 3/4 in Hanford Armona Road. APN 021-570-001, 021-560-001. Mr. Brandt.
Thank you, Chairman Steve Brandt, City Planner. Just a quick refresher about how map approvals work. This would apply to this item and the next one that you're going to hear. There's a 2-step process for approving subdivision maps: tentative map and a final map. So the tentative map is what you see, and it's what goes to public hearing, and that you have the authority to approve or deny or approve it with conditions. The final map is a more detailed map. It's got all of the surveyor details on it, and it also includes or it accompanies improvement plans to build the subdivision, the streets, the sewers, everything. So oftentimes developers they'll get the tentative map approval, but they won't want to submit the final map, because when they submit the final map, that's when they have to start actually spending money and building things. So that's why you don't see them doing the final map, right away all the time. So state law says that a tentative map is good for 2 years. Your approval that you make is good for 2 years, but there's ways that can be extended. And when I say it's good for 2 years, it means that the developer needs to file the final map with the city before the expiration date. So it's initially good for 2 years. If they have a phased map, as this one is with the Lemoore, it has 2 phases. If they file a final map on one of the phases, it extends the life of the tentative map for another year. So, and then if they can come to you and ask for extensions, They can ask for up to 6 years of extensions, and that extension is at your discretion. There's also some provision in state law for some other ways to automatically extend the map, which really get into the details of it. For example, the legislature approved some automatic extensions during the recession because maps were just sitting there and nobody wanted to build, but they didn't want them. The state didn't want them to all expire. All the maps in the whole state would be expiring. So they approved automatic extensions. Anyways, so for that as a background, what we have with the Lemoore project is your planning commission approved track 920 in August 14 of 2017. So it was originally set to expire August 2019. They did file a final map, which extended the map another year to August of 2020. And then last June, they came to you and you granted a 1-year extension, which extended the map to August 14th of 2021, which is coming up in just a few days. So they're asking for another 1-year extension, which would, if you approve it, would extend the map to August 14, 2022. I can tell you that the staff has been working with them. They are intending to file a final map and improvement plans. And so we believe they are diligently working towards finishing the project. So for that reason, we're recommending that you approve the 1-year extension.
Okay. Questions or comments, Mr. Brandt?
Do we know what the holdup is for them building?
There's some issues with that site that they're trying to work through. But
okay.
Some of it's economic, some of it's some other things that
Is it like cost of materials, or you say the site, so it's not ready, or what needs to be done with the site?
There's some things that they're working through on the site. Some issues
Because phase 1 is basically done, correct?
I believe so.
Right.
If not, or close to done.
Or
yeah,
it appears to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a drive-through. Okay.
Yeah, I think they sold all the houses in phase 1 already.
That's my understanding. Just ready to move north across the street, I think.
Yes, so that they would just continue with the same type of homes
Okay.
continuing north.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
I mean, I guess if they're still working some stuff out, do we know if they plan to use another extension, or are they going to start building before this one expires?
Well, at this point, we don't think they'll need another extension, but they do have the right to ask for one because they can ask for up to 6 years. It doesn't mean you have to approve all of them, but yeah.
Okay. Moving towards the resolution here. Okay, that's the recommendation.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the 1-year extension of time for the Reverie.
Oh,
Prior to accepting a motion from the commission, you'll need to open this item up for public comment.
okay, did I miss something there? Public comment.
No, on the item itself.
Oh, on the item itself. Okay, we will open this for public comment at 7:13.
Hello there, Planning Commission. My name is Stuart Lyons. I live at 865 Cypress Court. The only question I have is, if you don't extend it, what kind of consequences could the city be facing? Is there any?
I'm not prepared to say that there is none. I have not conducted this evaluation. I'm not aware of our office having conducted such an evaluation. I know previously with the city, we have discussed matters concerning housing approval. This item, from my assessment based on those statutes, are that this is not a project approval, and it does not seem to be in the nature of a project denial either. It's the natural expiration of the tract map that was previously approved, and the relevant law related to extension indicates that it is entirely up to the discretion of the city whether or not to extend.
So it doesn't seem like we would be in any kind of legal trouble if we didn't extend it.
We have not come to that conclusion, no, but
Okay, that's all.
have not completed a full assessment of that.
Right on. Thank you, sir.
Additional comments?
Hello, Patricia Matthews, 195 West Burlwood Lane. I know some people that live in that development, and I'm sure that they would appreciate for that to be built out and the park that they were promised to be put in. So just keep that in mind, that this is something that was promised to people. This house is there already. And I did have a question. If for some reason that this one, they do extend it again, then they only have one more extension, is that correct, before the 6 years? Oh, okay, so the ones that were automatic don't count. Okay, thank you for that clarification. Thank you.
Additional comments from the public?
This is track 920, right? Okay, so did you guys start early? I was trying to jumpstart a guy down the street. I was rushed over here. I'm Jeff Calloway. I'm with Lemoore Homes. Our intent is to get on this track as soon as we can. We've had to comply with some state, local, and federal issues, and we're through that. We have contractors on board to start grading. We plan on starting in about 6 weeks. They're doing a plan right now to excavate, and we're ready to go. We want to build a park. We want to get this thing done and get behind us. You know, there's been just a slew of things that have slowed us down to this point, and we want to get it done and get on to the next one. So I can answer any questions, hopefully, if you haven't.
What was the reason for the last extension?
Which last extension?
I mean,
Because we phased the track.
okay.
So we did a phase one, 88 lots, and then this one was going to be more lots than it is, but we had to scale it back for issues.
Okay. So you're ready. You're about to get started then.
Pardon?
You're about to get started pretty soon then.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gearing up. So, we got Miami breathing down on us, so we got to get it done. Or I might be out of a job.
I think Miami's the headquarters then.
I'm sorry?
Miami's the headquarters then, if they're breathing down your neck.
I got these hearing aids that are just giving me fits. So I can understand.
I said, did I take it Miami's the home office that's wanting to get this thing moving?
Yeah, we have to order buckets of money from them.
Okay, well, I don't know what buckets of money really is, but I can only speak for myself, but I think I can probably speak for the commission. We would like to see this thing move forward, and the sooner the better, without any more delays or obstructions. So.
Yeah, and our plan, like I said, we've entered a contract with a grading contractor and a monitor. So we should be out there turning dirt in about 6 weeks.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
Real quick. So there had been a mention of like some health issues involving the project. Is that accurate? And if so, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Health issues?
Or was I mistaken? Did I mishear?
COVID.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know of any health issues that slowed us down. Other than that, I mean, we got labor shortages, material shortages, and just time delays with the agencies.
Gotcha, I understood.
Yeah.
Let me do a little segue here for a second. I hear on the news and whatever about labor shortages. throughout the economy for different kinds of things. Have you experienced that in terms of moving this project forward?
Yes, we have. Both on our outside guys that are doing the field work and also the vertical construction crews. The people that we subcontract with are having trouble getting people.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, and then I guess a lot of them, if they want a 3-day weekend or longer weekend, they say they were exposed, so they get paid to stay home for 10 days. So it's a crazy world right now.
I think I would concur with that.
Yeah.
So. Any other
Thank you.
questions? or
Appreciate
comments?
your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other public comments? Hearing, seeing none, we will close this public hearing at 7:19. Do we have a recommendation from the council?
I'll make a motion to approve the 1-year extension of time for the Reverie vesting tentative subdivision map number 2017 tag 01, track 920, and accompanying planning entitlements in accordance with resolution number 2021 tag 11.
We have
I
a
will
motion
second
by
that.
Commissioner Franklin and second by Commissioner Etchigan. Other comments? Commissioner Franklin,
Aye.
Commissioner Etchigan,
Aye.
Commissioner Clement,
Aye.
Commissioner Day?
Aye.
I vote aye. Passes. Item number 6, Mr. Brandt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is another time extension request. This is being made by Tim Palmquist on behalf of Victory Ferris Lemoore LLC for Tract 845. This tentative map was actually approved in June of 2006. That's not a typo. So when I talked before about the automatic extensions and then the discretionary extensions the planning commission do, this one is taking advantage of all of them. You can see the timeline there. If you recall, if you weren't in the development industry, you probably thought the recession started maybe 2008, 2009. But if you were in the development industry, you knew that it was starting in the middle of 2006. So this tract was approved at the wrong time, unfortunately, and nobody knew it at the time. So, so you can see, and there's a list in there that has all of the extensions that have taken place, the Senate bill, the Assembly bills. Those were extensions approved by the state legislature that affected all maps in the state and gave them automatic extensions. And then this project had to deal with the additional issues of the Navy having concerns about how the approval was too close to their site. And so the developer worked with the Navy, scaled back the project, and actually sold off part of the project site to the Navy. So the tentative map that's still alive is smaller than what was originally approved, but that piece is still alive. And so they're asking for another 1-year extension, which would extend the life of the map to August 6th of 2022. If you approve this, there would only be one more 1-year extension available to them. So it's getting to the point where something's going to need to happen or the map is going to expire for good. So as I said with the other one, we've been working with the developer. We know that he's working towards finishing the project, and so we're recommending approval of the extension.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Brandt? Any questions of Mr. Brandt?
Yeah, so an arrangement's been worked out with the Navy, right, in terms of their green light to go ahead to move forward with this project, and then in doing so, that they've already, like you said, the developer, they scaled back the project, they reallocated some land for the purpose of the Navy to use. Is there documentation of that? So if this moves forward, there could be, the Navy might have an issue with it. And so I'm just looking at it in terms of something to show them, like, hey, look, like you said that like you've already declared that you don't have an issue with this. Like, is that existent?
I'm not going to speak for the Navy, but here's what we know. They approached the developer. They purchased a portion of his project. They did not purchase all of his project. So you can make an assumption based on that.
I would just like to pinch in. I have to go back to Commissioner Clement because I was in part of this, but not actually the beginning of it. And Bob's been through the entire thing. There has been more than one agreement and hearing with the Navy. It has changed several times. And I am hopeful that this is the final change so that this project can move forward on the west side. But it's not over till it's over. Right, Bob?
That's correct.
Okay. This has been scaled down from more than 100 homes to 51 or 59? 279 to 51. Okay. And this will be beneficial for West Hills College, I believe. I think it'll be beneficial for the city of Lemoore. And I would like to get this thing done and put us behind that as so we can move forward. Now, that's just my editorial and comment. Having said that, any other questions or comments? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Brandt. And we will open this hearing at 7:25. If anyone would like to make a public comment, please come forward. Give your name and address.
David Orr, 541 Daphne Lane. Do we have a map of what actually the scale of the 54 homes is going to be?
Yes, there is. At least there is.
Because I have it on my phone and it looks like on the agenda packet it's that big. So
everything, this says Brook Street, but then it's changed to Marsh Drive.
Yeah.
Everything, this is to the west. Everything west of Marsh Drive was eliminated. So it's only this part up here plus the little part. So these are the 51 units.
Okay.
Okay. And so this is Bush Street, West Bush Street.
Yeah. I was out there this afternoon looking. So
And
that's the water
that
tank?
was not the water tank showing there. This
Yeah.
there.
So what square box is what they're actually going to do.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do we have lot sizes?
Ask the developers here.
I think I'm supposed to be talking to you guys. The question I have is lot sizes, and what kind of setbacks they're going to do, what kind of walls they're going to do. Could help in further conversations about this to have those questions about, lot sizes, streets, how wide they are, and just stuff like that. And the biggest question is the Navy. We've all sat out here and watched the Navy say, yell, scream, fly over. We got to be friends with them. Got to all remember that because we all got to live here. And do we know the lot sizes? You're the developer, I'm assuming?
Yeah, they're on the tentative map.
They are. Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Any other public comment? Coming forward, Mr. Lyons?
Good afternoon again, Planning Commission. My name is Stuart Lyons. I live at 865 Cypress Court. Again, I'm going to ask this basically the same thing. If we do not approve this going forward, are we liable to be sued? I know your answer. I'm just asking.
Right, and for the record, my answer would be
The same as last time.
that this would be an extension of an item that was already approved. It would not, technically, the way I read the law, be a denial. No, our office has not provided a
Therefore,
full evaluation.
it does not seem like we would probably, because, no offense to anybody, they had their opportunity to do something. It sounds like they've had plenty of opportunities for quite some time. I'm here to tell you guys, the Navy will show up I was here last time. They're not easy to say no to. And a lot of our citizens come in here and they're telling us, I can't believe you guys are going to go against the Navy. You know, they're sitting here telling you guys, we don't want you to do this, and you're still going to do it. I understand back in 2006, you know, there was a different ideal. There was a different thought process. And I know that the skipper out there, whoever's in charge, XO, whatever you guys call him, the boss, that's what I'll call him. It's changed many, many times, and they've all gone through different ideas. I'm not asking you guys to not approve this. I'm just asking, were they at least contacted? Were they at least consoled about this in any way, shape, or form? Does anybody know? Okay, that's all. That's my question. That's all. Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
I will make a comment to that. Again, it's my editorial from my experience with this over many, many years. There have been notifications. There have been hearings. There have been negotiations. There's been transfer of property, sales of property. There has been reduction of the scope of this thing in terms of the flyover. And I would like to think that the last agreement with the Navy will stand.
So
I would like to think. However, as you have indicated, we've been through this before.
Yeah.
And it's not over till it's over.
So you bring up another point. I had one more question. I'm sorry to interrupt you if I did, Mr. Mead. The reduction. So the Navy came in and they bought, sounds like 2/3 of the whole thing, because we went from 200 and something down to 50 or so. Yeah. And so what year did that happen? What year did that purchase happen? Okay. So 2015 or 16. All right. That's all my questions. Thank you, guys.
Any other comments from the public?
Hi, my name is Tim Palmquist, applicant representing Victory Ferris Lemoore. Privileged to be here today. Let me just quickly address the Navy. We were here a few years ago, and Captain James, I want to say his last name is McNeil. We were going back and forth, and he and I stepped outside, and we had a good discussion about what would be best for the Navy, what would be best for the city, what would be best for West Hills College, and what would work well for us. And that began a multiple year negotiations headed up at the Western Naval Headquarters down in San Diego, and ultimately went before Washington, D.C., and the Assistant Director of the Navy signed off on this multi-document deal, which was a conservation easement in perpetuity, that all of the lands on the west side of Marsh, the name's changed once or twice, so the final resolve was all the lands on the west side of Marsh would not be developed in favor of the Navy. The city subsequent came back to cement and honor that decision, came back and did a general plan amendment update. And so that was about a year or two later. And so all of the lands on the west side of Marsh will be in open space. We did this because we understood then and we understood now that this was the best approach to get development moving forward on the west side. We knew we were going to be the pioneers. Yes, it's taken longer than we expected. There's been multiple issues. First, we thought we had water solved, then now power is the issue of the day. We've had multiple issues to get the first sticks up. Good news is that we have Lennar is also on that west side moving forward. And so I think between the two of us, we're going to get it done sooner than later. But we've been pleased to be partnered with the city. We've been pleased to look the Navy right in the eye and shake hands on this agreement. And yes, the agreement does denote our two parcels, both our detached and our apartment site, which is between the water tower and the, I'm going to call it the old Walmart site for lack of a better term. It does refer to these as the two development parcels. In fact, the engineering that supports the wetland dedication that we did required that we go and grade out the wetland on behalf of the Navy, which we've done. About $500,000, about $600,000 to do that. And we put that dirt on our site, which we needed to get up. So that was beneficial both ways. But it also denotes that it clearly denotes our two parcels are the development parcels, and it's also drainage water from our site, once developed, is designed to go through a pre-treatment, a biological pre-treatment, and then be drained into this wetland area. And that was a tri-party agreement worked out between West Hills College, the Navy, and ourselves. And in time, the goal was that West Hills College would have some type of environmental classes, and that they would oversee and continue to develop this and do plantings and so on. They wanted to develop a curriculum. I'm not really sure how that's progressed. That was under a previous chancellor. So that's in regard to the Navy. Just want to say it's a pleasure to be back here. We are excited about moving forward, and it's been good to work with staff on this project. And we just respectfully request that you would give us that extension tonight.
Questions? When are you guys gonna start building?
We need to work out the overall grid issue on the electrical first. So we've had a merchant builder in tow that has asked us to get a little further traction on that issue before they will recommit. But we have mass graded the site. We have extended the water lines. We spent over $1 million in engineering. We spent over $600,000 in grading. So from my perspective, although we're still asking for an extension, we are vested and we have commenced.
Where did you guys extend water lines at?
We extended water lines from Bush Street into our property, put up some fire hydrants, and used the permanent water system when we did our mass grades. All right, thank you.
I have one more question, sir. When was the last time you talked to the Navy, if you will? Maybe I missed that.
Haven't had a need. Our deal is done. It's.
So when was that again?
I want to say, Bob, it was back in 15. I'd really have to go back to the documents and see if it was 14, 15. Yeah, from my perspective, it's done deal.
Thank you.
Other comments or questions? Any other public comment? Welcome.
Hello, Patricia Matthews again, 195 West Burlwood Lane. Just my 2 cents. I believe it was a couple of years ago, I did sit in the audience for a council meeting that was talking about a development over in that area. And if I could suggest maybe having a conversation again, more recent with the base, just to make sure that things haven't changed, because it sounded like then that a lot of things had changed. So just my 2 cents with that, because that was not a pleasant meeting to sit in the audience in. So I can only imagine being on the other side. So
Yes.
thank you.
Any other public comment? Okay, we will close this public hearing at 7:37.
Good evening, Commissioners. I wanted to speak about what Mr. Palmquist said. That was what I was going to say, was about the agreement between the West Hills College, the Navy, and Victory Ferris. My understanding is that that particular agreement approves them for this project, that the Navy has not come forward. That's why they're not here tonight, I assume, and they haven't come back annually to this particular meeting for the extensions, because they worked out that deal through the REPI program, Readiness, Preparedness Agreement, whatever it stands for. So that's my understanding about the Victory Village project, is that the Navy made the agreement with them and they're okay with that 51 unit development. The other thing that we did not discuss was that back when all this was happening and that western portion west of Marsh Drive was eliminated and put into a conservation area, Bush Street, and I'm gonna go over to the map. Bush Street here, you can see went all the way out here to the end of our city limits. In Steve, do you remember what year it was when we eliminated Bush Street? This was an action by City Council to eliminate Bush Street at Marsh Drive. So this no longer is in our general plan. This is gone. So we as the city have agreed to not develop any housing or anything west of Marsh Drive. So that was just a point I wanted to make because it's significant that we've also, as the city, have also agreed with the Navy that, you know, that's as far west as we're going to go.
Comments, questions, commissioners?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a full understanding of the Navy. I mean, it sounds like they're muscling us around. I wasn't here for all these issues, but I mean, it sounds like we're complying with building east of Marsh Drive, where it's directly north of West Hills. We think that they're going to have an issue with that? I mean, it sounds like we're in a good, where we're at is good to go.
This has been agreed upon, and that is north. It's just
Uh-huh.
So that's north. They're good with that. When the other project that is east of West Hills College, when that one came forward, they did a close enough.
They didn't like that, even though houses were going to be built west of that? Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Well, the way I look at this is we're looking at an extension. The project has already been approved.
Many years ago.
So if conditions would have been ideal, you guys would be building already. And so where would we be then? Would the Navy have come in by then? Or you know, are they going to come when they do the final map? You know, who knows? But I just think we're just looking at an extension of a project that's been approved already.
Yeah, I think in the simplest terms, you're absolutely right,
Yeah.
Commissioner. What is known is that there is an agreement that actually was consummated back in Washington, D.C. in perpetuity, from what I've heard and what I've read. I'm not going to say that means they could never come back and have an argument again. But we've been through this several times. I've been through like 4 times. Well, I've been like 5. I just think we need to move forward. This is a 1-year extension on a project that's already been approved, scaled back, Navy approval at that point in time, hopefully still at this time, and we ought to move forward. So having said that, if there's no further discussion, entertain a motion.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the extending of the tentative subdivision map 2005-02, track 845 for 1 year.
Have a motion?
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Echegon, second by Commissioner Franklin. Any discussion? Commissioner Echegon?
Aye.
Commissioner Franklin?
Aye.
Commissioner Clement?
Aye.
Commissioner Day?
Aye.
I vote aye. Passes. Thank you. Let's hope this is the end of that. Okay. Item number 7, Director's Report. Judy?
All right, so our next is September 13th, next month, and we have some items on the agenda. And so we're hoping to bring you a base camp. That was a project that's already been approved. It's the cannabis project out in the industrial park. It's on a cul-de-sac just south of Bennett and Bennett Irrigation District. They're under construction already. They do have an application in for a minor site plan review. It's just a minor item. They wanted to replace the fencing, the wall with chain link fence. It will all be spelled out in the staff report. And then a TUP, tentative use, temporary use permit for some sea trains or some temporary storage facilities, just for, it would be a 2-year approval for a temporary use permit. So those items will be brought to you. And then the Johnny Quick project that was approved for out also on the west side. that's the northeast corner of Bellhaven and Bush. They submitted an application for an alcohol use permit, so we'll be bringing that to you. Master storage, which is also a project that was approved a while back out. Master storage is already out in the South Industrial Park on Iona. They brought in a major site plan review for an addition to that, another 3.5 acres to expand the project. They've now, in the meantime, they have built another master storage in another city, and the way they've developed it works out a little better, and they want to do the same thing here. So they have some minor modifications to their site plan, but it ends up being a major site plan review because they're making those changes. So that will be coming to you. And then we also have an application to annex in some additional property on the south side. It would be east of 19th and south of Idaho Avenue, very close to the Surf Ranch, but farther north. And so we'll be bringing a recommendation, or you would recommend then or not to City Council to annex that property in. And then we have another couple of items that if they come in time, we would bring those to you as well. One is another subdivision extension. That one's getting ready to expire, I want to say, I think in November, but they will get that extension in if they so choose to. And then
excuse me, I'm sorry, where's that located?
That one is Daly, which is
Thank you.
Silva Estates.
So, okay.
And then Ray's Lemonade, they did submit their application. We've reviewed their site plan. There's some modifications that needed to be made to that. So if they get their revised site plan in and if it's good to go and we can get it to you by September 13th, that will be another item on the agenda. And then there's the regular ones that we've been waiting for, Lacey Ranch, the EIR, they're still working on that. We haven't seen the draft of that yet, so we're waiting on that. And then just, a couple of other items that we're working on. But I think that September 13th may have a lot of items on the agenda. Just getting you prepared.
So take a nap that day, right?
Yeah, take a nap and get some dinner before you come in.
Judy, another question.
Sure.
To the south on 19th, there's already fencing with petitions, if you will. That's part of what you're talking about. It's almost to the Surf Ranch Road, which is
that would be on the, if I'm understanding you correctly, that's on the west-hand side of 19th.
Correct.
This is
That's something different.
This is on the east side of 19th.
You know what that is on the west side? What's going on there on the west side? Do you have any idea?
The west side is a cannabis project.
That's right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a big project.
So is that was requiring some annexation?
That one's already in our city limits. It used to be owned by the Newtons. It's already in our city limits. It's already an approved project.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Just didn't realize it went that far. It's been a while since we talked about that.
Goes all the way down to Jackson. Our city limits. Just in that one area between 19th and State Route 41, goes all the way down to Jackson Avenue.
And has there been any movement on the project by the golf course?
I believe that they have their improvement plans in with Public Works and the building department. So they're working through all of the infrastructure, getting approvals there. Yeah. I know when it comes to us and you approve a project at the planning phase, it takes a while to get to the next phase. So we get so excited.
I know it's like, all right, being able to, pull the trigger on something to give it a green light, and then it's like, all right, like I want to see it, it's like building a Lego toy, right? Like, you get the box and you got all the pieces, right? And you finally got it in your hands and it's still not the magic castle.
The first two pieces together. Right.
Any questions for Director? Okay, commission reports or requests? Item number 8. Hearing none, we will adjourn this meeting at 7:47.